guys? It's Hunter 1930s original, fan collector, etc. back with another video, and today we're doing a Q&A live stream. This is something I usually don't do, but I'm making an exception to do this. But I'm going to type this in the live chat. It's so warm. Well, this is something I'm going to do. I'm actually going to say this. Well, this is something I'm going to say. You can ask me the questions, but as long as it's not too personal or inappropriate, because, not everybody's going to do this. So, okay. I'm waiting for some people to check this live stream out. And yeah, I'll answer your questions. You can ask me in the live chat and I'll answer it. Just remember. And yes, right now I don't have any questions what I'm getting, so right now it'd be nice if I get some questions coming in. But yeah. I'm just waiting for that because I'm trying to send this video out to everybody here. I'm alright, but just kind of tired and drained out. But yeah, we got more than just a lot of things. Sure, I got a lot of fans in my collection. We're going at 80, but just waiting for others to ask me questions here. Okay, kind of guess, but I'm just waiting for more people to come in. And, well, glad you love them. So, Hunter Originals is one of the best fans out there, I will say. But I don't know if you guys have seen this, but if y'all haven't checked out the latest video of the tour of the Film Fans at Main Street Hotel, Main Street Station Casino Brewery Hotel, I recommend you check it out because there's a lot of fans there, and I mean a ton of them. But, it's kind of a video that I do like to watch, but, not everybody has seen it. But I think if you guys haven't seen it, I recommend you check it out because there's a lot of fans there, and you're missing out if you don't see that, honestly. Which I will probably share that on my share screen, and which of course I'm gonna skip the intro because not everybody wants to see it. So, okay. I'm gonna put this on share screen, and I'm glad you like those videos, but I saw those at Ryan's Bar and Grill. And yeah, that's an old classic video from 2016 we're going back to. And, it's a series that I'm thinking of making another channel for and posting on it and making it the Ryan's Bar and Grill series classics. Which, of course, I believe you guys all want to watch it. So yeah, I'm thinking about that. Relating it to all of that. And we're going to watch the full tour.
Hey everybody, 1930s Original Fan Collector back with another video, and today we're taking a look at the fans at Main Street Hotel. First of all, we're going in this front entrance right here. And yes, they have a lead of Casablanca Victorians installed in the part of the entrance. Right here to start them all off. Pretty cool install right here.
And yeah, there's a lot of them. So we're kind of rewatching this because a lot of these videos I know,
Unwinding trails where shadows play
I hate
and
that,
rivers
so,
sing their
like,
endless.
you know, share it with you. This where I answer your questions. I haven't really gotten a big target audience here, so if you guys thinking that, yeah, you can ask me anything as long as it's not too personal or inappropriate. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. But yeah, they ruin the fun sometimes. But you know, since these videos are monetized, that's the only way I gotta make money. But you know, but I thought I'd give you a tour because this is one of my favorite places in Vegas. You know, yeah. As you can see, I'm gonna go back where it doesn't block up like that. I like them, but they're not the best. But they are decent fans. That's what I gotta say. Because I did test a couple of them, and I didn't experience anything bad about them really too much. So I gotta say they're kind of underrated in that sense, because they don't really deserve that much hate as a lot of people give it, honestly. Because they're actually better than the Farmington. I've tried it, long term wise in performance. But you know, and yeah, this is a lot of fans I was talking about. This is why I recommended a lot of people check this video. I guarantee it's not a disappointment.
The light kit on this one's loose. You can tell the right there, that is loose right there. I can recall these being tighter. These ones are hanging low. Touch them. There's the high gloss rosewood blades like mine too. So that even makes the install even better. There used to be a desk over here, but they took that away and still have this one. There's the
I
Victorian
do
right
like
there.
these. So,
High gloss rosewood blade. This one got hit, it looks like, over here. You see some chip on the blade. Mine's actually in better condition though, as you can tell. This is what you call a low hanging fan. Like I can go, my phone can almost hit it. So pretty cool. And yeah, there's more of them here. Hotel. It's a pretty cool install. Those look pretty. With the diamond cut crystal glass
Same.
like
They're not
mine.
the best.
The only thing different than this one has the KP5, while mine actually has the XLP 2000 motor.
There's
and
better
it doesn't
fans
have
out
that
there,
red
yeah.
paint trim. And yes, there's more.
We're just
this
waiting
hotel,
for more
it's-
people
it's
to come and ask
amazing.
me questions because
The wildest install I've seen in person. There's one above the bell desk too. So cool installs.
there's a lot more cool content that I recommend you check out. Because there's a lot of fans. I forgot to mention this is excellent. But, you know. It's pretty cool that you get to see it.
Weeds, razor-thin margins, supply chain
Okay,
disruptions.
add again.
American farmers need innovative
Of
solutions.
course, I'm going to skip that because I have no interest in those. Okay, we got more. They're not the best, to be honest. I've experienced a lot of better fans out there, but if you're on a budget, they work okay. That's what I'm going to say, but it's really nothing special. That's my personal opinion on it. But. So yeah, I really don't have very much to say other than that they are a budget fan and they work for people who really don't have a lot of income. So yeah, that's why I have to give that about a little 10 on that. So don't don't grant me wrong, they're not the best fans out there, but they do something. They work for people who are just on a low budget and they can't afford something that expensive because fans out there are expensive. So just to let you know. But generally, more expensive ones are better quality. So, yeah, you can tell there's a lot of fans in this place. And yeah, you can hear people gambling in the background. Because this is a hotel and casino, so yeah, expect a lot. But these are pretty cool. Okay. I don't know if we're going to get any more people to watch this or ask me questions, so I'm going to keep it going for a little bit more until we get some more people coming in. here's the thing.
Because of one Four Seasons. For some reason, it's got some Victorian brackets on it. That's really weird.
But yeah. Why did so many Victorians? To be honest, it's in Vegas, and I guess they wanted to go with that look. So yeah, it makes sense. And I can see how it matches the place. If you look in the background, I mean, if you look at how the decor looks with this place, and I think it looks really good. That's why they probably put it up and probably wanted to decorate the place, and it makes sense. Plus, Las Vegas gets really, really hot. We're talking in the triple digits, so yeah, I'm guessing that's why they put the fans in. That's why they chose Victorians, and I can see why people wanted to go with it. And honestly, they did not do a bad job at it. And I honestly think they did a really good job picking the fans. Because, you know, that's something, is that they did decide to pick that out. Yeah, same. But if you can't afford any of them that easily, so they are budget fans, so what do you expect? That's what I'm going to say. If you can't afford it, then that's... yeah, I got that on video too as well, where some of them, actually not just one of them, a lot of them wobbled, actually. And I got a video content of that, so I got to put out that later, so yeah, we'll get to it. But yeah, this is something I wanted to talk about, but you know, normally I don't talk about it, but I'd rather do now than wait till the last minute. But I thought it was a pretty cool install at the same time. But you know, it's just really means a lot of things than just there's a lot of things you can ask me, but yeah. That's good, as long as you like it. Hey Jax, welcome to the stream, buddy. And that's cool. And yeah, if you ask me, there's more things to why. Yeah, Ruby, this is a Q&A live stream for people, and just to let you know. And it's going to be public. But seriously, this is a cool thing we can ask about. Had any questions about this stuff? Yeah. Well, it's not a she, it's a he, actually. It's a male. I guess I'm okay, I guess, but, you know, there's better days, you know. But, what's your view on newer DC motors? I'm kind of iffy on them in general, though, because they don't last as long as AC motors, so yeah, that's why I'm a little iffy on it. I wouldn't say they're terrible, but it's a little iffy on my opinion.
Okay, there we go. Now my mic's working. I had to reconnect.
And yes. And do I like them? I say they do have some nice fans with the DC motors out there, like the Minka or Artemis XL5. Yeah, that's one of them. So yeah, there is a lot of things I can explain about it. That's why I say it's iffy. Can you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Gulf Coast switching to DC motors on AC motors on some of their models? Well, it's a little iffy too because I get the fact that yeah they're trying to go more efficient, which is a good sign, but my personal thought is that Gulf Coast should actually give a better speed range on their fans. That's my opinion on that. I don't hate them, but I do like Gulf Coast because they are good performers. But yeah, that they need to get a little bit of better speed range. So Gulf Coasts are made by Halsey. Yep, they are made by Halsey. Yes. What's your favorite kind? What's your favorite Casablanca fan? Dang, I gotta say it's a hard one to answer because I like the Novell series. I like the Victorian series. And those two are like probably one of my most favorite models of all time because of the ornateness, I guess. Same with the New Orleans, and I guess these three are a tie at this point. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah, and I heard so I know that your favorite Harbor Breeze fan is the Edenton, but here's a question: what's your favorite Hampton Bay fan?
Probably the Quick Connect / Contractor edition
Ah,
because I grew up with a lot of them back then, and they did the job for me just fine. Can you see
yep,
what I mean?
yeah.
And yeah, I get how much you love Gulf Coast there. Cameron 2 Plus is also one of my favorites too because they are very powerful.
And they look great as well.
Yeah. And yeah, the sad part is they don't make those fans anymore. So they went from something really good to something really, really bad. Hampton Bay has done it. Like, I'll tell you, when did you start start a fan community? I started my own fan community in 2022, where I started running it on my own. But however, I've been in the fan community for a long time. And we're going back to all the way back to probably around 2016. But I was into the fan stuff. Like, I was into the ceiling fan parts
Aaron the Fan
since
Man
when I was a
says
little kid. And
Aaron
then
the
I
Fan
started
Man. And sorry, I was gonna say that Aaron the Fan Man says I honestly like the Chatham and Harbor Light of all Hampton Bays.
they're pretty cool, I admit.
I personally love the Chatham.
I I do love the Minuet, Carousel 1 and 2, Waterton, Cameron 2 Plus, and other models. I honestly think the Carousel 2 looks cool, but they aren't the greatest. But the Carousel 1, I tested and it was okay. And I did like it.
I favor the Carousel 1 over the Carousel 2
Same, personally.
because I believe one of my old aunt's house had a Cameron 1 and a Carousel 1 in one of my former cousin's bedrooms.
Yeah, that's true. Hampton Bay has really gone down over the years.
Yeah, they have.
And they went from take this for an example. They went from the Cameron 2 Plus, then to the Quick Connect, which is okay, was a decent fan. Then they went to the Farmington, which is an okay fan, then to the Bayfield, which is something really bad.
Yep.
And I think those are cool, those 90s Hampton Bays, in my personal opinion. And another good one I really like was the Heartland 1 and 2.
The Heartland, I don't think I've heard that one.
That one is not like your typical Hampton Bay, honestly.
And Cecilia Ortega says, "What's your opinion on the Harbor Breeze Springfield?" Me personally, I love them.
I like them personally too, as well, because of the pretzel brackets. And you want to know what's crazy? I actually really liked, and what's my favorite unbranded fan? I can't say because there's a lot of cool ones out there. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah. Payne says, "Gotta say, still love that they still make the Littleton an absolute crap box, but somehow I still want one." How could you still want one?
Well, I guess because it's part of their childhood, I guess.
I mean, true, but if you want to get a Littleton, I
Yes.
recommend still trying to find an
Used
air cool
one.
one.
A good one from the 90s.
Yeah, a good one from the 90s.
Is Harbor Breeze still in business? Yes. And it's still being sold at Lowe's to this day.
Oh, hey, Abby, it's been a while since we talked. Her favorite Harbor Breeze is the Harbor Breeze Tyler. Yeah, that's a good one.
And, I don't think I heard of that one. So, they're okay, I guess, but they're not the best. Because they use 153 by 15 millimeter motors. But I get the fact that if you need a fan because you can't really afford super good, then I guess I can see why you get it. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah. Mattias says, which is the most cheaper hugger fan, Littleton or Armitage? I would say the Littletons.
Littleton's definitely. But of course, if you want to see a cheapest hugger fan, oh gosh, check out the Mainstays.
Oh God.
That's the worst of them all at the bottom of the barrel.
And high speed on that Mainstays blows even less air than a good fan on low.
As the Farmington being sold, it's being only sold online, but not in stores, unfortunately, anymore. But there's a lot of cool stuff out there, but I wouldn't stick to the home center fans all the time. So that's why I go find the showroom ones that are used, and then I buy them out and pick them out. Like, yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I actually managed to configure your
What's your
Roblox.
opinion on Hunter Originals? Well, here's the thing. I love all Hunter Originals. They're probably one of the best fans out there to this day. No? And yeah, honestly, the Hunter Originals, you find one very cheap, pick it up immediately. Don't hesitate. Because these are a tank of a fan.
Yep. And I was about to say, I'm not sure if you noticed, Ryan, but I whatchamacallit, I managed to whatchamacallit, convert your Roblox Victorians into the 4-blade configuration. So I copy pasted the 5-blade ones and I did the 4-blade ones.
Okay, nice. And here's the thing. Also, Hunter Originals have their own variants too, like the 2nd century 1930s original up there, Archive Original. That's one thing about it. That's one thing I really, really love about it. Can you see what I mean?
Yep.
What's your opinion on the Hampton Bay Carriage House 2? I personally love them because they've been around since they are childhood fans. And I mean, the airflow is decent, but it's just not the best quality. But they do work for someone who needs a fan.
I mean, I was thinking about wanting to get a Carriage House 2 for my bedroom, but I was thinking, I'm not too sure because maybe because even though I love the Carriage House 2s, but if I ever wanted to replace the fan in my bedroom, which is probably never gonna happen, I would probably go with a 52-inch Hampton Bay Glendale.
Glendales are cool, but I don't know if you heard of the Glendale 3.
Oh yeah, y'all haven't heard of the Glendale 3.
But yeah, it's not really pretty.
It is so ugly.
Like, but how rare is Regency Regatta? I don't really know too much about it because I really haven't heard about those before. Yeah, I know about that. What's your opinion on the landmarks? I like the looks of them, but they are not the best. But they do work for someone who can't really afford someone of a budget fan. But me, for an example, I'm because for me, an example, it doesn't really work out because I do collect more of the high quality stuff. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And plus, I get very hot very easily, so it doesn't work out that well. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But landmarks that were still made quality back then, the good ones, the first gen with the cane blades is the one I really, really love. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have tested out a Landmark 3 Plus in one of my aunt's house, and I believe it's an older Landmark 3 Plus, and that fan actually blows a decent amount of air. It was
Well,
actually not too bad.
well, it's probably an older one.
Yeah, it's an older one, probably.
And yes, the Glendales are the newer ones are pretty ugly, but the old ones I like them. But what's your which had the fastest high speed, Hampton Bay or the Mercury? I can't say. I never really had that before, so but can you see what I mean? But yeah, is the motor size on the Glendale 3 153 or 172? Probably 153 because that's pretty much average. Which is the most hated fans on your list? Well, they got a lot. I can't say all of them because I do have a lot on there. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Walmart stuff, the Littleton, Milton, the list goes on. You agree? Anything that replaced something cool, I really don't like from the home center. Can you see what I mean? That's one thing I don't like. That's all I'm gonna say. Can you see what I mean? I see that you got a couple lakesides. If you go to Canada, you'll see the older Glendale there. Yeah, I don't live in Canada because we live in the U.S. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And that's what I heard. Bad things about those things. So
And
this is why.
plus it is kind of hard to tell when someone is either American or Canadian because the accent is pretty much the exact same.
Yeah,
Like, no offense, by the way, of course. No offense, of course.
it's really hard. Can you see what I mean? So, you
Yeah.
know, like, and here's the thing. I don't know if you ever heard of the Hampton Bay Heartland. It's different than most Hampton Bay fans. It doesn't use a spinner motor. This is where things get a little quirky here. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It uses a flywheel motor.
Wow.
Can you see why it's different?
Yep.
That's why I gotta say the Heartland is one of the best Hampton Bays out there. Because, you know, like if you ever seen the Hampton Bay Heartland 1 and 2, you gotta hear about that. That some of the Hampton Bay stuff is rebranded Fastgo and all that. You agree?
Yeah.
But the only thing about the Hampton Bay Heartland that was the downside was the flywheel. But
On the only fans you've seen in the Philippines are like Westinghouse fans. Wow.
I'm gonna pull up the Hampton Bay Heartland so you can get the idea what that looks like. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's an excellent looking fan. I mean, it's that fan was.
Carter the Fan Guy asks, what's your opinion on the Quorum pinwheel? Me, I love them.
I like those. I really do. But I don't know if you've seen the Hampton Bay Heartland. You want to see one?
Yeah.
Because there's one on YouTube. This is why I like the Heartland so much. Okay, here you go.
Wow.
Very classic looking fan, and I mean, you can tell it looks like a Fastgo made product. Do you agree?
Yeah.
But these fans were sold, according to what I heard, is that these were sold from the mid to late 1990s. Can you see what I mean?
Wow.
But I mean, these were cool because this thing got a fast high speed too. Look at that.
Yeah.
Like, this really shows you something. This is who posted it. So, that guy from the 724. I don't know if you guys know that channel, but I think you all do. He made most of our childhoods. You agree? So yeah, that's something I thought I'd share. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. What's also new?
Remember Roma?
Like, it had a fast high speed due to the Fastgo motor in it. Yep. This is why I think you should give it a shot. You agree? Because the Heartland is one of the best fans. You agree?
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think the Heartland should have been still made.
Oh, and I think you noticed, but
Yeah, I know about that.
But I was gonna say that whatchamacallit? Beetlejuice 6, who is like the Bob Ross of ceiling fan making on Roblox, he is now using Blender.
Nice. And did you not know that the Victorians. My Roblox house got a ton of new fans too.
Yeah. But yeah, Six is now using Blender to make his fans.
Which is awesome. You agree?
Yeah. I want to learn how to use Blender so badly, but it is so hard.
But at
It's
least now
so
you
hard
know.
it's so hard to model shit in Blender.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know, what makes it even better is that, yeah, you find some good stuff. And yes, if you ask me, because there's a lot of. I'm going to go take care of something. I'll be back.
Okay. If y'all want to ask me some stuff, go ahead. Okay, how did Ryan get interested in 1930s originals? That I don't know, but I think it's because I think he
I just going live. I was just checking the alarm clock, but I'm on live right now. Why'd you run? Because I thought I heard an alarm clock go off or something, but yeah, I really missed the guy. How did you get interested on the Hunter 1930s originals? Well, it's a long story why I got really loved that fan. Well, at first, I was just a normal ceiling fan collector, just wanting to collect fans and do the hobby and such. And then once I tried out more originals, I started to branch out on the original variants that I really wanted. But because at first, when I look back at the stuff, and I wanted a 1930s original back in 2021, but the seller ghosted me on it, and I was like, dang it, I really want this fan after this. And I didn't even get my hands until 2022, and I fumed about it. Like, seriously, I fumed about it. It was a black one. No, if you all wanted to know what color, what finish was, the one I got ghosted on. And I also got kind of ghosted on green one too. Can you see what I mean? The
yeah.
seller sold it from underneath me, and I was pretty angry. And at the end of 2022, I was able to get my hands on my first green one, which is the one you see on my profile picture. And
you're on YouTube right now, right, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm on live right now.
On StreamYard, say it.
Yeah, just don't mind my girlfriend in the background. Well, here's the thing, that when I got interested because of the green one, and yeah, got my hands on it, tried it out, and performed excellent. I really loved it. And as time went on, this fan really started to grow on me, and I wanted to
You're gonna get food, Ryan. I'll be right back.
And I wanted to get all the colors. Can you see what I mean? All the colors. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I wanted all the colors. So, like, I never anticipated to really like it that much. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, which is the green one right here. I got the green one now. Pulled it up. That's the one I really love. Hopefully it appears up on the... This is my first green one right there. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But the blue one, I really wanted to as well. And I told my dad about it coming in blue. So now we're back to the blue one again. Can you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if you ask me, is a 1930s original as heavy as in weight? Yes, they live up to it. They live up to a weight of a standard Hunter original in weight. I'm no kidding on this one because I carried both originals variants myself. Can you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it was no joke. And I didn't want to play around with that thing because I saw that. And that's how much they're worth. Can you see what I mean? Heck, I even
Mhm.
paid $1,300 for my first green one, so. Yeah, this is why I want to be careful with that. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't play around with those things because it can bite you back. And they're heavy. Not to mention pretty scary heavy. Can you see what I mean? Like it's something you don't screw around with. And yes, there's another thing. I see. Just be careful with an original because you never know how to play. You never know how heavy it is until you pick one up.
Yeah.
Like seriously. I had collected I have 10 originals in my collection, including the variant originals. You know, that'd be something to address because I thought it would be kind of cool. You agree?
Oh, and also, I don't know when you'll get around to doing it, but um when are you gonna plan to fix up the Roblox Eastern Shore?
When I can, hopefully, but I don't know when, to be honest.
Alright.
But on Roblox, I've been. Did you not know my house in Roblox is still very big?
Wow.
And I just message people about the Q&A live stream here so they can come check it out. Like seriously, there's a lot more to than just me being the fan collector I am. You agree?
Mm-hmm.
But at least now you know that I'm literally doing more stuff on video now. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Sec My second hunter original self and somewhere weeks like my chicken food. They do come up pretty often because they're pretty common in general. The classic variant. But the other variants are harder to find. Can you see what I mean? Because it's kind of something special. You agree?
Mm-hmm.
But my Roblox house has gotten so much bigger. But I thought I'd share it to you. Can you see what I mean? Ruby, do you see it? Once it
Oh,
loads, once it loads, we get in and we'll share it. And it's a big home. I get that. Can you see what I mean?
yep.
Got a lot of fans out here. Can you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But this is our typical Florida fan right here. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of things have changed with this house, not to mention. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn these off. Can you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then look what we got in the office with the house.
Nice.
But also, here's another thing. We added on to the fourth. We added a fourth floor. Can you see what I mean?
Nice.
But we're gonna get out this door. Can you see what I mean? So we can
Mm-hmm.
go upstairs. Because there's a deck out here. Can you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or they used to have Hunter Sears all out here. Can you see what I mean? They all got
Mhm.
replaced. Look what I put up instead.
Oh, Utopians.
Nope. Look at the blade arms.
Oh, Lanai.
Yep. How you like knowing I put them out here? I like
You know
using,
what? You know what? You should have used white Lanai's.
but they would blend in too much. So we wanted something that stand out. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha. But I would have loved to see you do like white Lanai's so that they represent the Ryan's Bar and Grill.
Well, check the ones downstairs. We got another set from, but I don't know if you could see them too well. But there's white ones here. Could you see what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. If
Like,
you want, you can have like one with a broken blade to represent that.
but I'm not gonna want broken blades out there. Can you see what I mean?
Oh yeah, true.
Because I want to be able to use every single fan.
Yeah.
And you know, this house has got a ton of fans, and I'm not kidding with you. But look what I turned off out here. These are big fans in here.
Mm-hmm.
Troposaur ions. That's what the heck they are. And then look in here.
Unoriginal.
Yeah. It gets even better. And guess what's over there at the very end of the hall?
Oh, Hunter Passport 3.
I'm just turning these fans off. Can you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I got a lot. But yeah, this is a big house. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're gonna go upstairs to the fourth floor and look what we got here.
Oh, nice.
And of course, in this room we got fans too. And you want to see what's in the bathroom?
Oh, gazebo.
Yeah. Can you tell that's my grandma's one?
Mm-hmm.
But and guess what's in? You want to see what's in this bedroom right here?
Spirit of Saturn. No, oh yeah, no, never mind. That's the 1930s original.
And guess what color?
Teal.
How you like knowing that we got a teal one in here now? And I feel like these fit the room best. Can you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But this house is so big, it's not even funny. Can you see what I mean? Spirit of Saturn's in here.
I'm back.
You see me. All right. And that's the,
Is that her room?
yes.
You put the Red Ranger in there?
I'm going to. Well, because this
Put
house
the
is,
Samurai Ranger in there because that's her favorite.
yeah, I'll do it. And of course, we're doing the newest house installs here. And of course, I put the fans up higher this time because this ceiling, I don't want anybody bumping into the fans. Can you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to get it yeeted like Steve-O did on the show, you know what, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't want people yeeting it like that. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be my biggest worry about it. Because these fans are not to be played with. Can you see what I mean? And of course, my room. Can you see how big it is too?
Yep.
And then of course, you got my 4 colors of them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I guess I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now.
All right.
I guess so. I guess you can join, but don't be inappropriate. Can you see what I mean? Can you see what I mean? Don't do anything stupid or inappropriate. But I thought I'd show it to you. You agree?
Aw, Slurp. Slurp.
But at least you get the point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Roll mad.
Remember when you said the Westinghouse fans looked really ugly, the newer ones?
Oh yeah, they're so ugly.
It's laughably ugly.
Mm-hmm.
It's so laughable, it's even funny to watch how ugly they made them.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the Casanova?
That thing looks like a forbidden bucket.
Like, why would you make it like that? You agree? But you get the point. It's awful. Like, seriously, there's so much better than that. You agree? I'd rather look at something more attractive. You see my point?
Mm-hmm.
Just why? Why would you make it look like a forbidden bucket?
Exactly.
Like, I haven't gotten any questions about it, but I see. But whatever. Like, why would you make the thing look like a forbidden bucket? You see my point? Like, why would you want to make a fan look like a forbidden bucket?
Hmm. No.
But you get the point. Why would you want that thing to look like a forbidden bucket? Just why, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rue.
But you get the point. I'd rather be looking for good fans, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey. But right now, we're just kind of like chilling.
Hello there.
Hey. But you get the point that I'd rather look for something cool. You see my point?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you want to get rid of something good? You agree?
Mm-hmm.
And replace it with something awful? You agree? Like, I honestly think, you want to know what I think is the most ugly fan of all time?
What?
I think the Bayfield's ugly.
Oh yeah, that's definitely ugly.
Like, why would you make it like that? You agree?
Okay, the Bayfield is not like laughably ugly. It's just like actually just unpleasantly ugly.
But yeah, I haven't really got anything too much to questions, but so I'm going to probably end the stream here. So yeah, take care of yourselves, I guess, and good night.